welcome back to my top 100 games, and today we are finishing the lowered 50, and there are actually many games from my top 50 here, so let's see how they have fallen, I guess. And the first game was actually number 33 on my top 50 last year, and that is Seasons. This is a cool game with great components and works great two-player. I think one of my go-to two-player games in this genre of like card combat, card drafting, and die rolling, I guess. And the reason it's fallen, I guess, it's been a while since I played it the last time, so I really enjoy it, but I just don't always play it. I have actually both of the expansions, and we have actually made. Because the game can be pretty mean, at least in my opinion, in my standards, I guess. And we actually created a deck with my girlfriend that we like to use, removing some of the either boring cards or the most like mean cards from the deck, and then we play with that deck, and that's a perfect amount of interaction. But Seasons is a great game, especially with two players. Okay, so number 59, and wasn't on the list last year, and that is Xenon Profiteer. Yeah, this is a deck building game I just really like. As I've said in some other videos, that I really enjoy deck thinning as a mechanic in deck building games, and that's basically what you are doing here. You are gathering these particles of air, and you try to extract the xenon from the other three parts by distilling them, and you can do this for free each turn, but then you start building this engine of abilities and cards which can really make you do like weird things, such as maybe you can always every turn distill everything you have in your hand. But of course that sounds broken, but it takes time to get that to work, and the other player might be focusing on other things. And basically you are trying to do these government contracts which give you money and points, and also building your laboratory, I guess. And you get points from both of those, and you really have to do at least some contracts, but you can do many things to get actually a lot of points, so it isn't really only doing the contracts, and you can do various things. I don't know what it is, but I just really enjoy the game. The card quality is excellent in this game. The cards, I've played a lot of them without sleeves, and they are still look in perfect condition. And yeah, you could probably update the money, they are boring and stuff like that, but all in all it's a cool futuristic looking deck builder that I just really enjoy. Okay, so next was my number 27 last year, so that's a pretty big drop actually, because it's now 58, and that's Castles of Burgundy. Not sure about the drop, I really like the game, of course. Again, too many games to play, and I haven't played this in a while. I have played it this year, but like a few months at least, so maybe that's a part of it. But a great two-player game again, that just cool dice usage, and you can really manipulate the dice enough, and you still have a lot of options, but still tough decisions each turn, and the games are close, and there are various different things you can focus on, and just an all-around great felt. I really enjoy Castles of Burgundy. Maybe it should be higher. Okay, so next game was number 35 last year, and now number 57, and that is Roll for the Galaxy. The dice version of Race for the Galaxy, and what can I say? I really like the game. Great quality custom dice in the box, and cool theme, and just cool abilities and combos. Plays pretty quickly, although in a funny way I think the dice game Roll for the Galaxy is actually longer, a bit way longer than Race for the Galaxy, so that's kind of a funny thing in my opinion, because usually they make a dice game out of a game to make it short and easy, and in this one it works pretty much the opposite way around. Of course, when you play both a lot, they are pretty much at the same level, but still, it's a great game, and well, just a great game. I haven't played that in some months also. And number 56 was 21 last time. And again a drop, and that is Race for the Galaxy. I still prefer Race for the Galaxy, not by much, but by a small margin. But there is this caveat that I only prefer this with players that have actually played it. For example, one of my friends we just sometimes take it out and we manage to set up and play a game in 20 minutes or so, and that's just amazing because still there's the tough choices. This is one of the games that has the best ratio of tough choices in comparison to time, and you really have to maximize your decisions to actually be any good at this game. And yeah, it's a deck of cards, so luck has a certain effect on it, but I would never call this a luck game. If you play it enough, you will see that the better player wins pretty much every time. Race for the Galaxy is a tremendous game with cool artwork on the cards and just all around easy to play once you learn it. It's hard to learn, but once you learn it, it's easy to play and plays quick, and it's just a blast. Okay, so next game is actually new to the list. Number 55 is La Granja, or La Granja, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And this is a farming game where there are dice and there are multi-use cards. Each card can be used for 4 things. They can either be the carriages that you have orders to complete actually, or they can be the upgrades to your upgrades to your abilities of like gaining money or how many pigs you can farm, stuff like that. Or they can give you a special ability, or they can be an upgrade to your fields. And just all around, again, a great game. Takes away the stress of feeding your people from like in Agricola, but still has tough decisions and some mean things when you are dealing with this central marketplace. You can actually push people out of there and gain points that way, but they can then come back later and push you out and stuff like that. Works great 2-player. I've actually only played it 2-player, so can't comment on the other player counts, but La Granja is a cool farming game if you like those. Okay, number 54 was actually number 32 last time, and again this seems to be the trend in this list. It is 10, that's Alchemists. Again, a great game, as all of these are obviously, and the placements don't think too much about them, they just fluctuate, and if I did the list like in 2 months, some of these might be higher, some might be even lower, and so that way. But Alchemists is a cool game which uses an app. There is just an expansion coming with a King's Column or something like that, and just really looking forward to that one. This is a heavy Euro game. Doesn't look like it from the box and all, but there's a lot of meaty decisions, and you can really do well in the deduction part and just really tease your brain in just the right parts for me. So this is a brilliant game, Alchemists. And then we have the biggest drop, I guess, almost of the list, and that is number 53. A big box of War of the Ring. Again, I haven't played this in about 2 years now, so that's the reason, that's the only reason, and that's the only negative I can say about this game, is that it's pretty heavy and time consuming, and really you don't want to play just let's play the War of the Ring. It's more like an event, and you really want to get into it and have a perfect day and perfect amount of time with your best friend or stuff like that to really delve deep into the game. That's like the only negative I can say about the game, because this is Lord of the Rings in a box. It has everything from Lord of the Rings, and I just really like the game. The reason it's lower now is just because I haven't got to play it in almost 2 years, I think now, and that's the same because it's a great game. sorry for the cut there. A telemarketing bastard called my phone and actually ended the recording, so I have to record, but gladly only these last 2 games. So sorry for the edit there. Hopefully it didn't go too badly. I don't know it yet, of course. And the number 52 was actually number 41 last time, so not a big drop. But that is Letters from Whitechapel, and this is my favorite hidden movement pure deduction game. Again, it's a kind of a heavy and tense game and very stressful, so I don't really want to play it more than maybe 2-3 times a year. That's a good amount of game, and just really enjoy it. Both sides are cool to play. I think this is at its best 2-player. I've only played it with 3. I would like to try it with maybe 5 or so to see how it works, but I do think that it's best with 2. It's just your mind against the other person's mind, and you just try to be the one that outwits the other, and it's just a great game. Letters from Whitechapel. And the last one today wasn't actually on the list last time, and it's now in number 51 and is actually rising the ranks because the more I play it, the more I like it, and that is Stone Age. A brilliant game I've come to like more and more the more I play it. A cool, light, medium weight Eurogame worker placement in which you have many decisions still to make, and how much you push your luck with the dice, and do you try to mitigate the dice, or do you try to just get some resources and get many of the cards for set collection, or do you try to take the resources and build a lot of buildings, or whatever is your fancy. And you still have to keep on feeding your people, of course, but it isn't hard as in Agricola. So many great things about it. I really have to find the expansion at some point because I'm really enjoying this game. And I actually bought the Stonemaier Games treasure chest, which has these extravagantly cool components, resource tokens now, and when I put them with this game it makes this even better, so they are just amazing. So Stone Age, my number 51, and that was the lower 50. And next time we are going to the top 50, and I can already tell you that there are 19 new games in the top 50. So look out for that. Bye.